Okay, so today we are making homemade pho. Usually we get it out, simply because it's kind of a family thing. We all like it. But I saw these at Aldi's, and the Fusia called Asian Inspirations Pho Broth was $1.99, and that's a quart, right? Yes, that's a quart. And then the again Fusia Pho noodles. Oh wow, is this gluten free? Yes, it is. Okay, so brown rice pho noodles was $2.49, and the two of these together, say I can feed four. We're all pretty hungry, so I think that with the addition of what are these petite sirloin steaks, that's going to be lunch, and I'll be very surprised if there's any left over. So I need to get started cooking the steaks, and I'm not going to make you guys watch me struggle with packaging. I am going to see how easy the broth container. Yeah, okay. So this is pretty fast. You just need to heat it up. Usually with pho broth, I do not buy it in this form in a carton. I usually make it from a powder, simply because it's a lot more economical. For this pho broth, we're not going to use the whole thing. Maybe not. For 4 servings, it's $2. But we buy the powder, which I'll insert here in the clip. That we buy from Amazon. And for 90 servings, 91 cup servings you make by reconstituting the powder, I believe it's $12, and it's shelf stable. So, I'll do the math and try and put the per serving cost, but I think I can safely say it's cheaper than 50 cents per serving. And I know I said I wasn't going to make you watch me struggle with packaging, but I guess you're stuck. All right. You know what? Come back when things are more exciting. Through the magic of editing, meat is all magically in the pan. Gonna flip that over. These do not take long. Anyone who's old remembers the 1990s and the popularity of minute steaks. Very similar to this. In fact, I'm just going to turn that off. And what am I forgetting? Blue font? Yes. Glasses. All right. Now we've got boiling water, and we just need to see how long these have to cook. 8 cups of water to a boil. Add 4 nests of noodles. 4 to 6 minutes. Okay, cooking time may vary. Makes sense. Yeah, they do in fact come in little nests. I guess we will use 3 and leave 1 for another day. And I am the only person in this house that likes bean sprouts in their pho. Nobody else does. So we're going to give this a stir and set the timer. The trick with pho noodles, or any rice noodles, is don't let them sit. You either serve them right away, or you have to put them in a pot of cold water. Otherwise, they will continue cooking, but more importantly, they'll start sticking to each other, and good luck getting those apart. Where's the lid? So this too goes off. We're just going to turn the meat a little bit. And at this point, everything's off except for the ramen broth. That needs to warm up. We're going to keep the cutting board around because we're going to need to slice up that steak. But other than that, we're just going to get bowls ready. This sort of thing does come together very, very quickly. Which is good because it's 12 o'clock and I still haven't gotten my swim yet, so I need to get lunch done, get my swim before I start dinner. It's going to be beef stew in the Instant Pot. Alright, so like I said, I'm the only one that likes bean sprouts, so that's mine. And then the other two are just going to be plain, broth, and noodles. That's it. It's very fast. That one's probably done. This is certainly done. Pop that in there. You know, they're probably all done. Okay, so that's warming up. This is almost done. Alright, let me go get my strainer set up. Okay, so we're back, and now we're going to slice up our beef in like 40 seconds or less, which should be good. I think it's possible. Maybe. And the trick is, with pho steak, you want to get it as thin as possible. You don't actually need a ton of meat in each pho bowl. I'm sure my children would be like, heresy! The more the better. But you don't actually need a ton. Let's drain that. We're going to make sure it's done. Okay. If you want the steak well done, you can. We don't. Beef in pho soup is traditionally not cooked well done, unless, of course, it's chicken or fish. But beef tends to be rare. If you've never had Vietnamese food or pho, I would highly recommend you go out and try it. Especially if, like me, you're on a diet, because it's one of those foods where you can eat it and not even realize you're on a diet because it's quite good and it's also pretty low calorie. But it's not the sort of low calorie where you have a half a cup of food and after you finish it, you're like, that's it? That's not just an appetizer? Yeah. You can go out and get some Vietnamese food and for a few hundred calories have a full meal. Yeah. I can't eat seafood. I'm allergic to shrimp. Where's the noodles? We can taste it. It's done now. But if you can eat seafood, you'll probably love Vietnamese food because it's got a lot of it. So, as we've got our bowls meat mostly ready, that's what they look like. A little more in it. Alright. And basically, you just pull out servings of the noodles, put them in the bowl. Try not to burn yourself. Ouch. Hot noodle. And these rice noodles are actually already starting to stick together. So you definitely don't want to let your rice noodles sit around even for a couple of minutes. Otherwise, it will be one solid mass of rice noodle starch. And then you just pour the hot broth over it. Hopefully you can see that. Literally, you've got rice noodles, beef on the bottom, Try and do this without burning myself. And you just pour the broth over it. Really that simple. All right. Feed the kids first, back when it gets more exciting. Okay. So I've got my bean sprouts, my noodles on top of that. Meat's not cut up yet. We're just going to pour the broth over that. That'll do it. Now I just have to cut up my steak. Okay, inadvertently gave the kids all the broth, but that's okay, we can fix that. We have more broth. Alright, and while that heats up, this is the pho broth powder that we buy from Amazon. So, how many servings? 90. Yeah, in fact, oh, yeah, we're almost out. Time to order some more. I'll put the financial breakdown of how much it costs per serving. If you get it in the carton, 50 cents. But there's also other places that sell it. Aldi's does not have those cartons of pho broth all the time. It's a limited time special. It's on right now in late January. However, you can get Good and Gather pho broth at Target all the time, and I think their quart is like $2.19. And then you can also get something called Ocean's Organic Beef Pho Broth. Places like Giant, Stop and Shop. Probably pretty much any large grocery store, you're going to find that Ocean's Organic, but it does not come cheap. It is, I believe it's $5 and something. So, however, just to put that in perspective, it's a lot more expensive to go out and order pho at a restaurant. So, Target has it, their own brand, $2.19, I believe. I'll pop it up in this video during the editing stage. Alright, so we're going to put the rest of the broth here. And I won't be able to do my usual trick of eating off the stove because the stove is still hot. Yes. It's not boiling hot, but it's too hot to balance my bowl in there. I always put hot sauce in there. Alright, so when you go to the restaurant, you usually find that the broth noodles are on the broth and noodles are on the bottom. And then you'll find your very rare cooked beef on top, and it will be cooking in the heat of the broth. And then on top, you're supposed to put the jalapenos, the bean sprouts. What else? Lime wedges usually come with. And I usually figure the appropriate amount of bean sprouts for a bowl of pho is like garlic with lamb. Too much is about right. We're going to put on a few more. So it looks like you have a tiny haystack balanced on top of the bowl of pho. Alright. I have had pho many times, but I have not had the Aldi's pho broth or the Aldi's brown rice noodles. So we're going to give this a shot. Try and get a bite with beef and noodles and bean sprouts. I think this whole bowl is something like 300 calories. If my voice sounds weird, it's because I'm getting over a cold. hence the sniffles. This is not the most flavorful. The broth on its own is quite flavorful. I would give all of this like a 3.5 out of 5. The noodles are good, but they're nothing special. You can get similar rice noodles in the Asian market for like half the price. The broth is okay, but it's nothing special. In fact, I think I actually like the reconstituted powder better. But regardless, this is lunch and I'm gonna go eat it. So my channel has a lot of like food content, a lot of cooking, a lot of product reviews like this. Some of it's from Hungry Harvest, which is the produce unboxing that I do. That always comes on Friday. And then some of the product reviews are from places like Aldi's, or just random stuff that I find. But that's about it. If you like that kind of boring food content, come on over to my channel. Hit like and subscribe if you want to. But even if you don't, have a fantastic day.